How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. Now on today's show we're going to take a look back at last night's Premier League games. 4 games, plenty of goals, and as usual plenty of talking points. And the last piece of news involves Arsenal, because Santi Cazorla has opened the door to a return to Arsenal as a coach with Mikel Arteta.
I represent my fucking self.
How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. That's right. So the first place, we're going to start last night's Premier League games. 4 matches, and there were plenty of goals. I don't know what happened last night, but there was a hell of a lot. First game we're going to go to is Newcastle against Leeds United. And Leeds United won this game 2-1. And you've got to ask that question now. How long will Steve Bruce remain in a job? Now, watching this game, because it was one of the earlier kickoffs, I actually felt in the second half in particular, Newcastle actually played well. They're very, very unlucky not to get something from this game. They had their chances. And you know, what will be the biggest disappointment for them is the fact that they equalised. And you're thinking, right, now go on and win the game. You've got that goal. But they don't. And within the space of like 4 minutes, they go and concede and they're 2-1 down, and just absolutely nothing is going for Steve Bruce at the moment. And you're watching him on the touchline, and Newcastle fans won't think this, obviously. But as a neutral, and you see how he's suffering, and you probably sit there and think, wow, I feel a little sorry for him. But like I said, the Geordies, they definitely don't feel sorry for him, that's for sure. They want him out, but how long is it going to last? Because their run is dreadful. The form they've been on is just dreadful, and they could easily get dragged into that relegation battle. I suppose the one bonus for them is the fact that they've got points on the board and they've got a little bit of breathing space. But yeah, I don't know. They've got to change things, and quickly. Next up was Crystal Palace against West Ham, and West Ham with the victory, which took them into the top 4. Staggering. Wilfried Zaha gave Crystal Palace the lead. Souček with a couple of goals, and he's bang on form this season. Dawson made it 3-1, and then Batshuayi in the 97th minute with a consolation goal for Crystal Palace. And a bit like the Steve Bruce situation, how long will Roy Hodgson remain in a job? As it comes to the part where, you know, he's taken Palace as far as he can, and they need to move on from Roy Hodgson. It's going to be a very interesting one to see what Crystal Palace do, but I'm not too sure that they're going to do anything this season. Next up, we have West Brom against Manchester City, and this was an absolute battering. Manchester City winning 5-0, 4-0 by half time. Gundogan with a couple of goals, Cancelo, Riyad Mahrez and Raheem Sterling. And the one thing that I've probably got to ask from this is why did West Brom sack their manager? They look worse under Sam Allardyce. Like, what did you bring him in for? They're getting absolutely battered at home on a constant basis. I think they've conceded 16 or 17 goals in 3 matches at home. Something like that, I think. Yeah, they're just getting absolutely battered. They conceded 5 against Leeds, 4 against us, 5 in this game. So it's like 14. Yeah, they've conceded a lot of goals. Yeah, I can't see them getting out of the relegation zone. And then they're stuck with Sam Allardyce. I don't know why they got rid of him and brought Sam Allardyce in. I really don't, honestly. But Manchester City, that takes them to the top of the table momentarily, because Manchester United do play this evening, but they've got to win that game. Last game was Southampton against Arsenal, and this was definitely made up for the performance at the weekend. 3-1 winners, and a really good performance from, you know, not just the team, but a lot of individuals. And Nicola Pepe is one in particular. big praise for him because I thought he played excellently. Granit Xhaka, I felt, was excellent. Bukayo Saka, he just gets better and better, doesn't he? And that performance was so good, especially when we went 1-0 down in the opening couple of minutes. And we should have actually been 1-0 up, the chance that Lacazette missed. But all round, a very, very decent performance. And, you know, you look at Smith-Rowe, another good performance from him, but he did come off. And that's a bit of a worry that he may have picked up an injury. And I hope it's just a precaution. And Thomas Partey as well, he came off with just over 10 minutes to go, but it looked like his was just cramp. And I suppose this, you know, only emphasises why those two in particular didn't start the game on Saturday, because, you know, Smith-Rowe looked exhausted, and he did in the last game. And he's a young boy that's got to now develop and get used to the pace of top flight football and, you know, be built to last, you know, these kind of games. And at the moment, that's the one part of his game that he needs to work on, which will actually happen as he develops and gets older. And obviously plays more minutes. But yeah, it'd be a blow if he's not available for the weekend. But so far, I'm not reading too much into that. And Thomas Partey, yeah, I just think that's cramp. But he was immense in midfield. He is just so good. But yeah, that's the results from the Premier League yesterday, and some very, very good results in there. Now we're going to take a look at the Premier League table, and yeah, I don't normally like to, you know, be talking and thinking, yeah, we're in 8th place, but when you've been as low as we have for so long, and at one point in 15th, it's nice to see that we're finally climbing up the table, 16 points from a possible 18. It's been brilliant, the way that we've been playing lately. And I'm really happy with the way things are going at the moment in that respect. You know, last 6 games, 5 wins and a draw. We're up to 8th place. We're above Villa. We're above Chelsea. We're above Southampton. Yes, they've got games in hand. But like I always say, I'd rather points on the board. You now put the pressure over to them. You basically say, go on then. We've won our game. You go win yours. Over to you. That puts us... Where does it put us now? 3 points behind Spurs. 4 points behind Liverpool. How on earth are we only 3 and 4 points respectively behind them with the season we've had? And again, I know they've got games in hand, but they've got to go and win them. You know, and this weekend is Liverpool against Spurs. So somebody's got to drop points there. But yeah, we got Manchester United. So flip side of that. But it's going to be very, very interesting, the run-in. 18 games left for us. And so many points to play for. 54 points left to play for. Interesting. We'll wait and see what happens. But Manchester City, like I said, that takes them to the top of the table. Same amount of games played. Manchester United, of course, play tonight. So Man City will again have a game in hand. And in terms of what it does at the bottom, well, West Brom, they are way off the pace. You know, played a game more than Brighton, 6 points behind them. And I think West Brom have gone, as are Sheffield United. Fulham, they could well still get out of it. And Newcastle, they're going to get dragged right into that. Sitting on 19 points and 5th from bottom. Not good at all for them. But yeah, it's going to be a very, very interesting end to the season, or second half, shall we say. Last piece of news involves Arsenal. And reports were suggesting yesterday the possibility of Santi Cazorla coming back to Arsenal and working alongside Mikel Arteta as a coach. He was speaking to Spanish outlet AS, and he says that Mikel was very important when I came to Arsenal. I did not speak the language, and he was the only Spanish player there. He helped me a lot, both he and his family. We were two football patients. We watched games and he already had the coaching gene. If returning to Arsenal as a coach is something that I would value tomorrow, now I do not consider it. If I am given the opportunity and he believes that I can help him, it is something that I would not mind and would leave the door open to enjoy that experience with him. But there is nothing for today. It will be seen. So, yeah, what I can say to that, I would love Santi Cazorla to come back. What a genius of a player he is. Two-footed, absolute maestro. And I think the saddest thing for Arsenal fans is that we never ever got to say goodbye to him properly because of his injuries and everything else. And it's the one thing that we really wish that we could have done. Santi Cazorla, man, what a beautiful little player. And he, just like Mikel, I feel has got that coaching brain. And I think that, you know, he would be perfect in there, you know, with Mikel. And they've obviously got a good relationship and everything else. But it remains to be seen whether that happened at the end of the season or not. But I don't think there's any Arsenal fan that would object to that. I think that we would be very, very happy if it was to happen. So there we go. That is it for today's DT's Daily. As usual, let me know in the comment section what you think about today's topics. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button, smash a like on this video, and I will see you a lot soon. I'm out of here.